it's an issue at, any level of women's sports, women being underrepresented. And I think it's for, a range of different reasons. And I think it's sometimes like hard to narrow it down to just one thing, but I think it's like one thing that can sum it up is basically it's just not fair, and it's something that, should be changed.
I know at the national championships, it's been more viewers on the women's side, and I think we'll have to see here how it develops. But I think it's been very dramatic and competitive on the women's side. Somebody has to have a vision to change that and to grow um, women's golf, women's sports, and I don't know if there's somebody that's kind of thinking about that right now.
Let's try this for like the last time ever. This is our last first dry run of the show. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2. My name is Dr. Ali Forbes, and I am an assistant professor of electronic media here in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Texas State University. All right, so you guys are mic checks. Awesome. John, can you count to 10 for me, please, my friend? Something that's probably relevant for your story is I've coached men at the college level, and was the only woman in the entire league in any capacity. So we're talking trainers, we're talking obviously the athletes, other coaches. There are certainly hurdles as a woman in this space. In any direction that you cut my career, I mean, sports alone, male dominated. Production, especially live production for sports, male dominated. Academia, male dominated. It's just not very common. I mean, most of the studies I read will tell you that 85% of the sports editors in the United States are men. And so that creates this funneling effect where if a man is deciding what is worthwhile to be on television because they're deciding what they think people are going to want to see, well, they're going to make decisions based on what it is that they want to see.
I mean, for me, it's all about competing in the sport. So not for me, but I'd say for a lot of women, like the people who want to turn pro, it has to be for the love of the game, because you have guys who are like, they want to turn pro because obviously they're going to make millions of dollars just from winning one tournament, and they're going to get all this TV coverage and a lot of sponsorship deals. And women, it's like you get some of that, but you're more just out there competing for pride. So you kind of have to dig deeper to find that urge to compete and turn pro.
That was kind of like the same for me growing up. It's like, okay, you don't really see much females out there, so what is the like point of like trying if there isn't like much representation, or they're not even as good professionally? It's just they're not getting a lot of attention. So when there's like representation, I feel like it propels younger women to pursue that dream. Globally, I feel like it's just a little bit difficult. Like for professional golf, I feel like everyone has their eyes on male dominant. Say the Masters is on, or like another professional women's major is on, like I feel like everyone would have their eyes on the Masters rather than another female major event. So
I mean, I would say a common stereotype in golf for women is that we're not that athletic. Like that golf is a sport with like, it's just all about the time you put in and like skill. It's not about natural athleticism. But when you look at guys, they're always talking about, oh, he's so athletic, he hits it so far. And you see girls and they're like, she's not that athletic, but it's golf, so she can get away with it. Like that's a stereotype I see a lot, and I don't think it's fair because we're swinging the same clubs, we're playing the same sport, and it's just not true. All of us are very athletic. We all work out outside of golf. Like we're not out here being one-dimensional athletes. We're just as well-rounded as guys, but again, we don't get the same recognition. Put more money into women's golf, give them more advertising, stop talking about how it's unfair treatment to men and women, and just make something happen instead of talking about it all the time.
I think that the generation that's coming behind me has a lot different
understandings of femininity and masculinity and female sports. And I hope that that overall kind of openness seeps its way into sports media and sports in general, because it's needed without a doubt, and I see it every day.